Welcome to the June 2023 monthly market update for Manhattan and Brooklyn. My name is Maurice Backhash from William Lux, New York, and I'm excited to jump into this week's numbers. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about, like we always do, is the number of listings that have come on. Only we're going to talk about it on the monthly level and compare it to a very key measurement, which is the historical average. That's what we want to compare it to. Was it in line, over, or under? Let's talk about that. So in the month of June, you have 1,306 new listings in Manhattan. That, however, is under the historical average, which is at 1,390. So lower inventory. Now, when you look at new contracts signed, how did we do there? Sometimes we've been seeing some of these weeks that you have an inverse relationship, like last week, where you had fewer contracts coming on, but more contracts being signed. So when you compare it, you're actually at 980 new contracts signed for the month of June, but it falls well below the historical average, which is at 1,042 contracts signed in the month of June. That's the historical average for Manhattan, and we're under there as well. So it's clearly an inventory story here. When you look at the median discount, which is something that we have touched on in the past, that tells you where discounts are really readily falling, what you could expect to receive as a discount. Now, certain things like pricing and the way that you present the property, could certainly affect that. But 4.8% is the median discount, and that's a whopping 92% higher than last year this time. So June 2022 was 92% lower, and that's mainly attributed to higher interest rates since then, way higher interest rates since then, and much higher inflation as well. So that's the story behind the median discount. Now, when you look at price per square foot, it's something to really look at on the monthly basis for sure. And it's interesting, it's right in line. It's almost identical. We're slightly lower this month than this time last year, and we're at $1,440 per square foot as the median per square foot price in Manhattan. And June 2022 was $1,444, so almost identical there. So if you have a place to sell in Manhattan, and you're thinking about it and want to know how the market is doing and how you might perform, well, this should tell you that if you price it right, if you go through the efforts of presenting it extremely well, you're going to sell it, and you're going to even, probably really beat out that median discount, if any. So one other thing I want to touch on, and we sneak peeked on this in last week's video, is, the luxury market. Now, the luxury market is considered anything that's 4 million and up. 4 million and up is luxury. And the bit of good news here is that you have the second highest June on record for the number of luxury contracts signed in Manhattan. So that's a silver lining, really good news, especially for people who are selling 4 million and higher in Manhattan. That's your market update for Manhattan, but how is Brooklyn doing? Let's get in to the Brooklyn numbers now. So new supply in Brooklyn is way down, guys. I mean, the numbers in Brooklyn are honestly wild. So right now in the month of June, you had 787 new listings come on the market. But the historical average, guys, higher at 1,153 new listings that, or the historical average that would normally come on in the month of June. Guys, that's a huge, huge disparity. We're way low on that inventory in Brooklyn. Now, how does that translate to new contracts being signed in June? Well, this is where it gets even more interesting. So the number of new contracts that were signed in Brooklyn in the month of June is 587. Think about that. 587. The historical average is 669. Whoa. So you have new supply of 787 that came on the market and 587 new contracts signed. People are buying and they want to live in Brooklyn. When you look at the historical average, that gap is way wider, 1,153 that would normally come on in the month of June to 669 signed. Wow, buyers are out there. That tells you to get your home on the market. But let's talk about the price per square foot. So the price per square foot is $949 in Brooklyn, and that's down 6.8% from June of 2022. So what's that median discount in Brooklyn? It's it's an interesting number to go over. It's 3.3%. And when you think about that, it's not bad, especially if you price your place right and you do everything to really make it shine, to really make it look beautiful. You're probably going to fall below that median for sure. But the median is 3.3%, and that's 200% higher than June of 2022. And again, much like Manhattan, the reason for that is way higher interest rates since then, right? And then you have higher inflation since then. But the real story here is there's just not enough inventory to meet the demand of those buyers that even under such constricted numbers, such constricted inventory, such low numbers coming in a month, you still had, a great performance, relatively speaking, in contracts being signed. So let's get those homes ready and get them on the market, because if you do it right, you're going to sell. I think that's what we're seeing here, at least so far. Super excited for you guys to see the July numbers, and I'm excited to see those when those come out, but we're just in the start of it. So check out my first week of July numbers. How did we do in the first week of July? It's a really important week to watch, and I hope you do. Hit the like button. It really helps us out. Subscribe to get automatic updates on when we produce a new monthly update or weekly update as well. Thank you guys so much for watching.